is that he did not beat his son with slippers. He didn't use spatula. He didn't even use any other object. He used a spade to hit him on his right side. And hearing that story was crazy. 19-year-old son. Let me see another one. I think there's another headline here that says tea vendor beats boy to death for stealing petrol and bread. And that buttresses the point that she made earlier that it's not only children that get abused or in the name of corporal punishment. People around get punished. Random people, workers, different people really, right? Even people in their workplaces, teachers, different people. See, it's crazy. It's heartbreaking to see that people would go to any length to prove a point that, spare the rod, spoil the child, or he made a mistake, we must discipline him. Now, these people are not alive anymore to correct their mistakes. What's the point of discipline? Is to stop a particular behavior, make people learn from it, and to also ensure that that person meets the expectation of the adults that's trying to correct it. But now, they can't even meet any expectations because they are not alive anymore too. See, it's heartbreaking.
And we have a lot of effects on corporal punishment on the victims. I'll say victims because these people are actually victims.
Sure.
Because you're inflicting pain on someone, they are actually victims. We have psychological effects, anxiety. You see someone that has gone through corporal punishment in a very, very gruesome way. You see the person is anxious, fearful, in fact has low self-esteem, can't speak out, in fact when you see other people in a gathering, scared even to show up. That's because there is an effect on what was done to that person. Also we have that of damage to family relationship. Father, child, just parent relationship is no longer there. That love is no longer there. Even to uncles that were harsh. You hear stories of, my uncle was harsh.
Yeah, my auntie was harsh.
You just see that even growing up, when you're already an adult, there tends to be a strain on that relationship you have.
You don't even know the middle of the school. It was crazy. Parents will come out and fight for their children, but behind closed doors, they are doing the exact same thing that these people are, even worse. So I don't know. I think we should.
Have you
call
heard of
ourselves
parents,
out.
actually telling the principal or their teacher, like, okay, in case my child does this, just make sure you beat that child?
Yeah, I've heard that before. May I think it's show off, shall?
No,
show off of I'm disciplined.
It's not, in fact, when you do something at home, they come and after beating you at home,
Really?
they report you in school.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's show off, shall. Maybe there's something else behind it.
We would like to wrap it up here. This has been a very, very fantastic.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this conversation.
I did too.
Did you?
I did. I enjoyed myself. Yeah, I did. And I also think that learning never ends. So
Yes.
parents can also learn gentler options of disciplining children. You don't have to resort to violence. Right. We can always learn. If we are going to go to school and learn something for 4 years or more, or you learn a skill, they can as well dedicate yourself to learning better ways to approach disciplining a child. So would you rather stick to the violent options of disciplining your child and risk all the things that could happen, or you would source gentler options of treating them right, of disciplining them? Pretty much it, right?
So we continue to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
And relearn.
The word is,
because learning never
evolving.
ends, right? Because you're a parent, one spirit will not automatically descend on you to make you do things right. You would learn on the job. We would learn. We'll keep learning. Learning never ends, right?
Yes.
And with this, I think we've come to the end of this episode.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining the conversation. We would like to hear your thoughts and comments on this particular topic, corporal punishment. What do you think are gentler options? Do you think we are right that corporal punishment can resort to violence, even abuse? Right. So we'd like to hear your thoughts.
You kindly subscribe to
Yes,
our YouTube
subscribe.
channel, share and like, and also hit the notification bell
Yes.
so you never miss an episode. Thank you very, very much.
Till next time, guys. It's a goodbye from us.
Bye.
Bye.